The tail of the tape here between Danny Davis Jr. and Jorge Lopez. 4-inch height differential in favor of Davis Jr. And a little bit more on the reach.
Yep, 5.5 inch.
Let's go inside to Jazz Sakura for the official introduction here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the World Series of Fighting welterweight division. And now introducing on the blue side, his record is impressive. 12 victories versus 4 defeats, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 171 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas by way of North Ogden, Utah, introducing Jorge Lopez. And now, his opponent across the decagon fighting on the red side. His record, 9 victories, 8 defeats, 1 draw, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 170 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, presenting Danny D1 Davis Jr.
Let's go. You got this, D.
Your referee in charge is Herb D.
Michelle gets us started for round 1 here between Danny Davis Jr. and Jorge Lopez. She is the mother of Jorge Lopez's little boy Strider, 3 years old, as we just saw him earlier. Michelle and Jorge, he also manages Jorge right now, so we'll see.
No pressure.
Yeah, right, exactly. The 2 friends in the ring here between Davis Jr. and Lopez.
Oh, you see, he loaded up his right low kick. And man, Lopez countered right away with the big right hand. If that would have found its target, that could have been the end.
We had said it earlier about Danny Davis Jr. finishing off a few opponents very early. And Lopez is ready for that.
Yeah, well, they trained. Maybe he knew he was going to load up a big right kick. Single kicks, I'm saying it so many times, it's a dangerous thing, and especially when you load them up. You telegraph them.
Pull that right arm out. Pull that right arm out.
19th professional fight here for Danny Davis Jr. The 17th for Jorge Lopez. Lopez right now on top in the white shorts. Davis Jr. in the black. Got taken down right from the start.
Nice little punch there, came from a weird angle.
Yeah, had Davis Jr. wincing right there on that one.
Yeah, it was kind of on the eye. You know, it was kind of more of a back fist kind of punch. Not a lot of power, but hey, a lot of those will do the trick as well. Stress your opponent out. And then just look and wait for the big one. Constantly peeling his arms up. You see if he leans on his elbow here. Lopez right away wants to peel that up, otherwise this will happen. They get back on their feet.
Davis Jr. able to get up. Get it back up to a standing position. 2 minutes gone by here in round 1, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. World Series of Fighting 12 here.
He makes the mistake again, a single kick. You should watch out with that. Lopez might take him down again. He should set it up with strikes. Simple left straight, left hook, and then a right low. It's one of those, of course. Left hook. Ah, you can also do left straight, left hook. You can put them together.
Halfway through round 1. Early takedown by Jorge Lopez. Danny Davis Jr. able to get back up top. Now with a leg kick.
Nice little to the midsection there. But again, it was a single kick, and because he stands it bladed, what I mean, he stands in one line almost. His left kick, it's very hard to generate power with that, especially if you lead with it. Now, if you set it up with, like, say, a right straight, you can bring your right hip forward and your left hip backwards, and then you can put some torque on that kick. Davis is looking for a takedown there, but it was shaken off.
Danny Davis Jr. said a lot of professional and personal growth for him in his 20s. He was in trouble when he was younger, turned things around. His mother was an immigrant from Korea, worked really hard, said she taught me how to fight for all the right reasons.
That's a good mother.
Another left leg kick there from Davis Jr.
A little grace the family jewels there. Ooh, was looking for a body shot, but then because he lowered himself, was almost a hook to the head. It was a very low kick on the calf, and you can see right away what I can do. It's all about leverage. The lower you kick, the easier it is to bring your opponent off balance. Sweep the leg is what they said in Karate Kid.
Davis Jr. with a couple of kicks here so far in round one, and now shots landed by both. Davis Jr. looking for the flurry, gets it a little bit. Now being taken down by Lopez.
Lopez tried to get his back, but Jr. was up again. He knew he was looking for that. Great defense. Nice knees here. But
Davis Jr. getting a couple of shots in here towards the end of round one. It's going to be interesting how they score this one here in the first round of three between Danny Davis Jr. and Jorge Lopez.
Sit down and breathe deep. Sit down and breathe deep. I just need you to tighten it up. You're starting to hurt him, and then you're coming in.
Good action by Danny Davis Jr. here at the end of round one, boss.
Yeah, he threw some nice knees there to the body. You know, but here we go again. Nice trade. He's really looking for a knockout. A lot of power shots. There's that big kick again to the body. But the takedown in the first half of the round, how much is that going to count? We saw it counted in the fight before this, so, you know. Did he even it out with his striking? That's the big question.
You wonder how much sometimes the weight goes to what you do in the final seconds of the round.
Yeah, because it's fresh in the eyes of the judges, you know. But they have a scorecard and they write things down. So.
Round two, Danny Davis Jr., Jorge Lopez here, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds of the World Series of Fighting 12. These two good friends going at it here. Takedown early by Jorge Lopez in round one, but a couple of shots, a knee, and a few hits put on by Danny Davis Jr. at the end of round one. And now Danny Davis Jr. with a right leg kick.
Beautifully timed takedown again here. Wow. Waited for the power shots, dove underneath, got him to the ground.
Strikes connected in that first round, virtually even between the two. Lopez got an elbow in here.
Those are bigger punches than he threw in round number one.
Had him down on the mat, boss, the first time in the first round. Wasn't able to do this, and now he's starting to get a couple of hits in.
Yeah, he puts his elbow behind the hand. That's so important. You know, if your elbow is higher or lower, well, especially higher, you can't really put your power in there. If it's lower, you can still do it. And I'm talking about hooks. Ooh, that was really nice the way he switched over there. Looking for guilty now, but also really nice how Davis Jr. escaped that. He felt that coming, and right away he got back on his feet.
Good reversal that time for Danny Davis Jr. He's trying to keep his footing. He's lost it a couple of times here so far throughout this fight.
Yeah, it's because Lopez is pushing the action now. He knows if I let him with his long legs attack me, I might be on the receiving end, but if I jam his strikes, you know, by moving forward, that would be a smarter thing to do. Now he stops doing it.
Lopez in white, Danny Davis Jr. in the black shorts. Lopez said he likes the striking. He's a two-time wrestling state champion, though. The patient fighter, and says he likes to capitalize on the mistakes. Can he do that here against Danny Davis Jr.?
It depends. If Junior again goes with the power shots and he starts loading up, he might score another takedown. Just like he did at the beginning of this one. Nice right hook there to the head. Delivered from Lopez.
Coming up at the halfway point here in round 2, 2.5 minutes to go.
Half the fight. Right hook, left hook. I like that.
2 takedowns so far by Lopez.
Look at that. Vanderlei Silva's here. You think right away about his entrance music.
Watching the action here at the Hard Rock Hotel from the joint here in Las Vegas. World Series of Fighting 12. Davis Jr. in black, Lopez in white. Mike Corey, Boss Ruin, Joey Varner here. You were anticipating a good one here between these two, weren't you?
Yeah, I do. You know, especially because they trained together. Lopez is doing better now in round number 2 on his feet. You know, he's taking that over. So still doesn't mean anything. Davis Jr. can still pull something off, of course. I'm just saying that he's, for some reason, maybe he found his range. Moves out of the way from the punches now also.
Look at that.
Yeah. He likes the left hook, right hook, and the right hook, left hook. It's kind of Vanderlei Silva style.
Yeah. Davis Jr.
Close for that kick. Corner from George Lopez is telling him to push the fight, throw combinations, which is very smart advice because, like I said before, you want to close the distance. Now that liver shot almost found its target. Before that, in round number 1, it landed almost on the head because Davis Jr. ducked.
Well, what do you think here? Does anybody put a little extra effort in the last 20 seconds of round 2?
I don't think that's really going to make a difference anymore. I think that George Lopez took this round. But I have been wrong before.
Here comes round 3 between Jorge Lopez and Danny Davis Jr. Boss, you felt like round 2 went to Lopez.
Yes, yeah, he found his reach. When he started pushing the fight, you know, closing the distance, that's what you want to do when your opponent has a reach advantage over you. It's harder for any striker to strike while moving backwards, or you get the really good strikers who move to the side and still can counter really well. And Anderson Silva, you know, Oscar De La Hoya was really good at that as well, as a boxer.
Davis Jr.
Mayweather actually also.
In the black shorts, Lopez in the white. Davis Jr. said, you know, I was tapping out a lot in some of his losses. He's worked on that a lot to improve in that area.
That's it. That's how you get better. You know, going back to the drawing board. How many times did you hear that after a fight, right? That's what they say. I always said it. I recently saw an interview that I did a long time ago, and you learn the most from a lost fight. It really is.
Let's go over to Joey Varner, who's going to report on Danny Davis Jr.'s corner between that last round. Joey.
Thanks, Mike. Danny Davis's corner right now feels that this fight is 1 round to 1 round, and they feel like the takedowns of Jorge Lopez are the missing factor here. They don't like to see their fighter Danny Davis lunging with his punches. They feel that's what exposes and opens up those takedowns for Lopez. They told him to shorten up your strikes, keep them crisp, back him up, and be ready to defend the takedown. You win this round, you win the fight. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Good stuff, Joey. Yeah, so they feel
exactly
like he got the first round, Davis Jr., but not the second.
Yeah, exactly what I said. Well, the first round, it's I don't know because of the wrestling and the fight before what we saw. So I don't know what the judges think of that. But it's exactly what I said. You know, George Lopez needs to push the fight. And that means that his corner from Davis Jr. said, you got to push the fight. You got to come forward. And you don't telegraph with your strikes because that's a takedown. So it's exactly what we were saying here. So great advice from the corner.
Two minutes into round 3.
Yeah, if Lopez is going to wait till like the last minute and he's going to score a takedown, he might have this fight on takedown.
Well, he's a patient fighter. That's what he told us. We've seen it a little bit so far here throughout the first 2 rounds and now into the 3rd.
Lopez is doing, Davis Jr. is doing good right now. You know, he's doing with his strikes. He shouldn't back up though. He should watch out. He should move forward, not with hooks, just straight punches. This way you have your head still in front of you. It's easier to defend a takedown than with missing a hook. Good movement also by Davis Jr. now. He doesn't plant his feet, which will also set him up for a takedown. Oh,
kicks by Davis trying to counter back.
Oh, both they're connected. Nice right hand here from Davis. Just before that, Lopez landed a big right.
It's been back and forth between these two here. Numbers are pretty much even in terms of the striking after round 1.
Yep. It's going to be a hard one.
And the same in round 2.
Nice body shot there from Lopez underneath. Oh,
couple more from Lopez.
Yeah, but Davis landed also one there. Looking for that takedown. Great takedown defense here. Davis Jr. stopped it. He needs to get back. Just push yourself away and start striking again. That's what I would do.
He's looking for the takedown himself here, boss.
Yeah, that will solidify this round for him.
Now he's going to couple it on Lopez.
Nice job. He cannot take the risk of being taken down, so watch out with the power shots.
Lopez just took a few right there. Davis Jr. had him in a vulnerable position and now gets him down on the mat.
Yeah, and if he can keep it here, if he pulls him off again now, he might have this fight then.
Under a minute to go in round 3. Davis Jr. in black, Lopez in white up against the cage. Pushes him off.
Nice turnaround there. I love that. Jay Hiron showed me that a long time ago. That's good. Very nice.
Lands a left to Lopez as Davis Jr. And he's gotten a little bit of extra action in here at the end of this 3rd round. Can really be the difference. We'll have to see.
Wow.
20 seconds to go, round 3.
Oh, big swings
by both fighters in this one. Two friends in Davis Jr. and Lopez. Near the end of round 3, we'll see how they score it.
Man, wow. That was a good fight. Oh, I don't want to be a judge right now. That's going to be a hard one.
Both fighters with their hands in the air. Well, boss, like when you teach takedown defense, this is what you teach, right?
That's it. Yeah. Whoop, look at this. Pushes his hips away, underhooks, throw the legs back. As long as they can't grab a leg, they can't take you down. Now, this sounds really easy, but against a good wrestler, it's a very hard thing to do.
And how about the left hand here by Davis?
Fuck. Nice on the button. Big swing back there from Lopez. He missed, though. Yeah.
Here we go, back inside the cage for the official decision from Jasakura.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of professional fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards once again. All 3 judges score this fight 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, Danny D1 Davis Jr.
Yeah, persistence, keep coming forward. That's what sealed the deal for him. And the judges saw that. You know, some judges also look at, you know, how you finish your fight. Who's got the most in the gas tank left? You know, because if it will go to an extra round, that person will be the favorite. You know, that's the way they would judge also in Japan always. You know, you might win the first round or the first 10-minute round, but if you come back much stronger in the end, then it still goes to you. So
unanimous. Look at Davis Jr.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.